let's make this quick because
Let's do it.
it shouldn't take long. But I will say, all right. So Georgia and Florida State is who's playing in the Orange Bowl. And this is one of those games where you cannot just take these stats and make your prediction on the game, because when you look at it, Florida State and Georgia are very even, offensive and defensive, when it comes to their numbers. But this is a different Florida State team than it was a month ago. You're without Jordan Travis, who is by far your best player. You've got quite a few opt-outs that have come from Florida State. You've also got guys that have entered the portal as well. And we saw in the final 2 games of the season for Florida State, that offense just cannot get going right now. And that's exactly why they got left out of the playoffs. If you had gone and beaten Louisville and beaten them soundly and proven that you could still put up points, Florida State, in my opinion, would probably be in right now over either Texas or Alabama. Do I think that they probably should have? That's an argument that I can make a different day. But I do think if they had gone out and proven that they can just still beat down a team and score points while doing it, they would probably be in. But that's the reason the committee left them out, is because they won, 16-6 against Louisville in the ACC championship?
Yeah, it was not pretty either. It was not a pretty 6. I think the only way they got touchdowns is off of turnovers in their own half of the field, to where they had a short field. Like, I don't think it was a pretty game. I don't think they drove it down the length of the field to score on them either. Like, it was really ugly. And most importantly, it's the last thing the committee saw before they made a decision. You had to make an impression, and you didn't.
Exactly. And you know, I've seen arguments this week. Well, look at what Florida State did against LSU. They held Jaden Daniels to 1 total touchdown. That was also game 1.
And nobody remembers that game. Nobody remembers that game other than the fans. People that want to talk about that game will have to literally get on their laptop and look up what happened in that game. They don't remember. That was literally 3.5 months ago. Like, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I do want to talk about this game though. Just side note. A part of me is like, man, this is going to be our 3rd game in a row that we talk about where it's a freaking bloodbath. Like, I just don't see a way where Georgia doesn't win by 3 or 4 touchdowns. But then another part of me wants to know if Florida State doesn't have like a decent effort in this game. And maybe not keep it within a touchdown, but maybe keep it within 14 points. Or maybe if it's a high-scoring game, they keep it within 17 so it looks a little bit better, like 38 to 21 or, something like that. I don't know. Do they do something like that? But I think the heavier part of me, the Devils winning against the Angel here, I think Georgia just wins by a lot. I don't think it's even close.
Well, you know what? I'm going to take the other side of that because I'm assuming that Brock Bowers is going pro. He might play in the bowl game, but
but they've already proven that they got that kid behind him that's just as lethal. I mean,
yeah, that's true. That's true. But you've got other guys out there like Ladd McConkey too that they've been hurt most of the year. If they're going to the pros, or even if they're coming back next year, are they going to risk playing in this game and instead of going ahead and trying to get healthy? Because depending on what kind of injuries they have, those are injuries that can keep nagging and nagging if they don't go ahead and rest it now and get it fixed. Let's just say they have to have surgery. You go ahead and have that surgery now so you can start to get back into the groove of things for spring ball. And then when you get into the summer, you're full go into workouts, so you're ready for next season, whether that be the pros or coming back for college football next season. I think that, talking about Florida State again, their defense is good. I know that they're playing against ACC teams that their offenses aren't very good either. But Florida State's defense this year has been very good. I think that Florida State's defense can hold Georgia a little bit and keep it within the 14 points that the spread is sitting at right now. But Georgia does win this ball game. There's no question in my mind. Georgia wins the ball game, but I think that it stays within the 14 points.